from the creativity within our minds. To the content beyond one platform, there is only one Gamers Feud.
Research indicates that today's children may not live as long as their parents. That's why the American Heart Association created this new comprehensive health, wellness, and fitness movement, My Heart, My Life, to empower Americans to get healthier. As part of this movement, the American Heart Association is launching innovative programs in communities across the country, focused on eating and cooking healthier meals, getting daily exercise, and learning how to grow nutritious foods. We bring communities together with the common goal of improving health through fun and engaging activities like community kitchens,
My heart, my life, my community.
teaching gardens,
My heart, my life, my garden.
walking paths, and family fitness activities.
My heart, my life, my path.
With over 99% of Americans needing to improve their heart health, we want to encourage all children, adults, and families to get active together.
My heart, my life, my family.
Join the movement, myheartmylife.org.
Meow.
Meow. Oh.
Yeah!
How much quicker this is. Yeah, just look how quick this is. Probably already done. The seed down there.
Oh my god, I got a text and my Face ID doesn't work. And I was like, why doesn't my Face ID work?
Oh, I'm gonna fucking give it. Cherry. This is for you.
Hold the front line. Hold the front line, baby. I'm committing. I'm committing. I'm committing. I'm committing.
Haha, I'm in a locker. You can't get me.
Oh no, he didn't. He did not have. Oh my. That scared me.
Oh my god!
Wowie. Oh my god, you guys can't even see. I'm sitting there playing a game and you guys couldn't even see, so you just see my focus face? I'm so embarrassed. Are you kidding?
I hate Intimidate. I hate Sandstream. I hate Drizzle. I hate any ability that adds another...
The ability to zoomies to the top. Sorrow is my own.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Streamers Den. I am your host, Napo Ellis, today for Streamers for Causes, or Streamer for a Cause, whichever one you want to say. But today's Streamers Den is a very, very special one. We are raising money for the American Heart Association, while we also teach you about how to get into charity streaming, different resources to use, and just overall the best platform or best charity for you specifically to kind of raise money for. So with that being said, you saw some of the creators that we have today. There are some additional ones that joined in a little bit later, but I'm going to swap on over, get them all on the screen, and we are going to just hop right into our topics. We'll be here until about 8 o'clock. About halfway through the show, we will pause for a little bit, and we will do some Nitro Stream Racing where you can win some free stuff. So we all are going to be doing a giveaway via that. We'll also be telling you some potential really good information from Streamer Square. So if you're going to do !SS in the chat, you can do that, as well as throughout the show. If you do meet any of the and Joe, as well as if you do see any of the amazing creators in the chat that you want to follow, interact with, maybe they do a charity stream, you want to be there to kind of just cheer them on a little bit, you can do !cast and check them out there. But let's swap on over and talk to them. Hello, hello.
Hello.
How is everyone feeling?
Good.
Pretty good.
I'm feeling for sure.
Yeah.
Got my Reese's peanut butter ready. Got my snacks.
Well,
You just had coffee.
Wait, what time is it for you?
It is 7:12 in the morning where I'm at.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I was like, I forgot time zone exists for a second. I was like, why are you having coffee at 6 p.m. at night?
Why not? It's the best time.
I don't know. That's the best time. But we're super grateful to have you all here today. We're going to be talking kind of just about how to get into charity streaming. If you have done charity streaming before, kind of giving us your insight on what works best, what doesn't work as good, talking about incentives. And then, as I said previously, we are still raising money for the American Heart Association. So if you want to help us reach our total goal of $1,000, we are about $145 away from reaching that goal. I also did find out apparently that it doesn't send the money to the actual charity until we reach the goal. So it kind of just sits there in oblivion forever. So that would be very nice if we reach the goal so that it can actually get sent out to them. I do think it is kind of a good system though, just because people sometimes whenever they donate, maybe someone doesn't have it set up the right way or with like a trustworthy platform. So then people are like, is that money going to like that person or is it going to the actual charity? But it is all built into Twitch. So if you want to, you can do !charity, and there's a direct link if you're on like mobile, or if you just want a link from desktop, or you can click right where the subscribe button is and it says donate to charity. But with that being said, we're kind of going to hop into our first topic and kind of see everyone's experience with charity streaming. So we'll start from the top. So alphabetical order, that's why I organized everyone. We're going to start from the top, work our way down. Kind of give us your level of expertise with charity streaming, what you've done previously, etc. So Annoy Princess, you're up first.
Oh, well, hi, everybody. I've done charity streams almost every year streaming, so about for 4 years now. Around November, I always pick an organization to partner with. So I've done St. Jude's, I've done St. Baldrick's, I've done Silicon Valley Food Harvest, and then just recently I've worked with a couple third parties. So I'm pretty familiar with doing a bunch of charities. I actually really enjoy it. And I usually do a lot of really fun costume incentives that I can get into later.
Hey, thank you so much.
I guess that puts me next. Alphabetical order and such. Hi, my name's Libby. It's pronounced Escessian. Don't worry about it. Libby is fine. I've been a creator on Twitch since 2014, and that started because of charity. So I found out you could fundraise for charities and was like, oh, then I guess I'll stream. That sounds cool. I have almost 10 years of experience in charity streaming for causes local and global. And a couple of years ago, I actually was funded by what was called the Twitch Past Forward Grant to write a book called Charity Streaming 101 that is a free guide for anybody that wants it. So all that to say, I do a lot of charity streaming and I love it. And I'm super excited to be here to talk about it because the more folks that can do it, the better the world will be.
Okay. DJ Manmade, you are up next.
Thanks, Napo. Hi, everybody. I'm DJ Manmade. I got partnered in 2021. I'm a psytrance DJ by genre, but I also do open format and I spin a lot of different things. I'm actually fairly new to the streaming for charity space. So I recently did the streaming for St. Jude with the Twitch Black Guild Represent. And then also currently I'm active supporting the Children's Miracle Network, working with a few individuals from the Twitch Women's Guild and the Twitch Black Guild. And we're just trying to raise money for, the kids at home, because they always need help, and it's all about supporting them. And for me, I'm a very high energy performer. It's something I do. So being able to bring that energy and happiness to the platform and to video games and to children, I think that's a key aspect. And being new at this, I'm still learning. So one of my challenges was getting adjusted to Tiltify's webpage versus using Twitch's extensions. That's been a big challenge of mine. But for me, what I've discovered is using the Twitch extensions kind of just presents it in a more nice, clean way, and people can just click a button and it's all integrated from there. So that's my experience. And I think supporting anybody I can is critical.
Sweet. So that comes down to me. I'm Ducky. I am a little baby streamer. I've only been at this for about 9 months. So I have not yet done a charity stream, but I am very interested. So I might be a good person to ask the questions to these people that have more experience for anyone else that is also interested in doing charity streams in the future.
And that brings it on over to me. Hello, salutations, 'tis I, God of Knockers. My experience with charity streaming was last year. I used Twitch's charity feature, and I managed to raise $110 for the Trevor Project during the summer. I want to do that some more later on this year, particularly around Halloween. So that's my experience with charity streaming.
And that's a perfect segue into my charity stream. Hi, I'm Gothy Pyre. I started streaming October 2022 for charity. I decided to play horror games 31 days in a row to raise funds for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And then my charity channel was born from that because I had a bunch of friends that wanted to get involved. And on that channel, we have different people that host, and all the money made on it gets donated to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And while live, I transfer all the funds from its own PayPal account so that there's no question where the money that people don't get subs and bits for, it goes to the right place. And then I also recently joined a group called Content Creators for Charities. They help streamers set up different charity events for other causes.
Brings it down to me. My name is How's It Going, or Howds. I haven't done a charity stream of my own. That's one of my goals, but I've been in multiple charity streams with my friends, and we've raised money for, I believe it's the Trevor Project, and I feel like a bellend because I can't remember the other one, but it was for women's rights and abortion rights and such. So I haven't done a lot. My goal is to definitely do more, but that's about it.
Okay, hi, I'm Brie. So I've done charity streams for a couple years now. My first one was a couple years ago. I did Mission 22. I really enjoy doing charity streams. I love helping out everybody, and I love doing these because I have friends that can relate to all of the charity streams I do, and they just mean so much to me. I have raised almost $4,000 in total for all of them that I've done, and I want to continue raising more to help out more people. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Johan Singer, streamer all the way from Malaysia. So my thing with charity has been going on for quite a long time. It started when I used to perform on stage, and my mom would organize these theater productions where every single one of her productions will always go to a charity organization of her choice. And it made me wonder if I will ever be able to do something very similar in future. So when I started streaming about 5 years ago, I didn't think that charity streaming was actually a thing until I started my first one back in 2020. And since then, in the 3 years that I've been doing charity streams, I've raised over $10,000 for various charities globally, including American Heart Association, which Gamers Feud is fundraising for. So please donate to them as well. and I've been featured by Tilted 5 for their Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month before last year, and I was even given a community spotlight feature from them as well. So yeah, I've done a lot of charity streams in these 3 years, and whatever experiences I can share, I'll try my best to share with everyone here as well. And yeah, having hit 10,000 last year, I'm hoping to hit 25,000 in the near future as well. So that's my next goal. But yeah, nice to meet everyone.
That's me. I'm Hunter. I haven't really done a charity stream of my own. I was in the charity Fortnite tournament that Gamers Feud held, but I lost. And that's basically all I've done charity wise.
Hi everyone. I'm Kate, or God Kate. So I'm more so into the content creation side in terms of charities. Recently I worked with Breaking Barriers, the Maui Strong Fund, and currently I am working with Project Hope and the World Central Kitchen. On my channel, I do a lot of charity streams, and I try to incorporate my community by hosting a lot of tournaments. So this month I have a really big one with Project Hope, and it's a Valorant tournament. But yeah, I'm here for a lot of information because I do want to give back to helping, and I realize I do have a platform, I have a voice, and I want to make use of it.
Hello, I'm Riley Page. You can call me Riley. I try to get involved with charity whenever I can, basically, whether that is just through social media or streaming. I try to do a lot of charity streams. If maybe there's a day coming around, for instance, Women's History Month's coming around, I'll likely do something for that. I just sometimes I do large streams that have a lot of goals and incentives. Sometimes it's more of just hey, I'm shouting out this charity for this stream. But yeah, I've been doing charity streaming for a while now. My largest, or I guess my quote unquote most successful when it comes to raising money, was, I believe, last January. I worked with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and we raised around $600. So that was huge. My best year was 2023. I think I raised a little over, or my community and I raised a little over 1,000 for charity, and I'm really hoping to bump that up and do some big things this year.
That'd be pretty cool to hear about that. Maybe watch your stream, see how you guys all do. And about me is that I have a small community, so it's been a challenge for me to raise funds for things I believe in. More recently is about the Palestine. I tried to raise money for that, and it didn't do too well, but I tried it out, and it seems to be that it is pretty easy to start a fundraiser. Challenge is getting people to know about it and spreading the word. No matter what we do, we just try our best. That's all we can really do.
100%. Well, I loved hearing kind of how everybody either has gotten into charity streaming or learning that you do want to get into it. With that being said, I'm kind of going to, throughout this entire time, kind of share a little bit of information. If anyone wants to add anything, you're welcome to. If anyone has questions for other people, really just come forward. It's kind of just a place for everyone to help one another get into charity streaming, or if you're already in it, get better at it, because you can never really be the best at something until you perfect it and learn from others. So kind of starting out simple is picking a fundraising method. So kind of what I mean by that is you want to find a fundraiser or a charity that either you have a personal connection to the organization or the charity, because you wouldn't really want to support something that you don't believe in, if that makes sense. If this is not a great example, but for example, if you don't like veterans, you wouldn't go to a charity that supports veterans. But you want to find something that's relevant to you, your life experience, or what you like to stream. So, for example, for me, because I personally have a terminal heart condition, that is why I like raising money with the American Heart Association, or I would raise money with Autism Speaks because I have ASD, or because my dad was in the military, then I would do a veteran charity. But you can also kind of fund a resource, charity, or organization that supports members of your community or someone that you love. So, for example, if a lot of God of Knockers, say for example, a lot of your viewers are part of the LGBTQ plus community, maybe you do a charity that supports them. Or if you have a lot of members in your community that are African American, try to do a charity that supports African American creators or just African American people as a whole. You basically want to pick a charity that members of your community want to support because they kind of feel like they're already a part of it. Because if it's just something randomly out of the blue, like, hey, let's support the charity of ants being stepped on in playgrounds, that's not really palpable to your community or your group of people that you stream to or you know, unless like your primary audience is people that step on ants in a playground. But like that doesn't really happen that often. But you kind of want to find the right organization and just overall group to work with based on your goals and intentions, because you have to understand that maybe you pick an organization that supports people with cardiovascular health issues, but because it is so big, maybe you don't know if like your money is going towards the charity or how much is being taken away via like hidden fees or company expenditures. You also want to make sure that you are comfortable with whatever split when you do donate, and if you aren't comfortable with it, you don't work with that company. So kind of what I want to see is, for the people that said they have not done anything with charity yet, I want you guys like let me know what type of charities would you want to work with, and then potentially someone here can kind of give you an advice of an organization or a program to work with that would be good for that specific topic. Hunter, if you want to start us off.
I'm in the military, so I'd probably work more with military ones or like men's mental health ones, because I had a mental health struggle for a long time, and I want to help other people that are going through that same situation.
I'll see if I can step in for a second. I just want to mention there is a really good military charity that I know of called Stack Up. I don't know if any of you guys have worked with them, but I love Stack Up and everyone involved, and they're very trustworthy. Hunter, if you want to like message me, I can give you some contacts. But they're great, and they do yeah. Stack Up's really cool. Anyways, go ahead.
I'd also like to add, for mental health, it's not men focused, but Hope for the Day is one that I'm going to work with this month actually to do a charity thing. And they help people with any mental health problems, not just focusing on mental illness, but like mental health in general too.
Thank you so much. Also, Hunter, I put both of those names in the chat. If you want to go look at those. I'm gonna go to Ducky and then Annoy Princess.
So like I am interested in the mental health charity because that is something that I always preach on my stream, like you're important, valid, and cared for kind of thing. Like I always end up saying that. So I'm very interested in anything dealing with like mental health, also like LGBTQ, because I know that there's a lot of individuals in my community who identify as that or a part of that community. So I am also interested in doing a charity with them as well.
Really quickly, for the people that donated, Julia, Goth, Ducky, Zero, Black, Julia again, Freeze. I'm gonna just say Libby because I can't pronounce your actual name. Thank you guys so much. We did reach our goal, which that took all of 29 minutes.
Totally do it.
Let's go.
I didn't really have like a thing he said yet for like if we did reach the goal, so I got to figure that out. But if anybody has any suggestions, you can drop it in chat. As long as it does not include me chopping off my hair or dyeing it, we can do basically anything else. But thank you guys so much for helping us raise that money. After the stream, I'll make sure that I set it all up so that it's getting sent over to the American Heart Association, and hopefully in the future we're able to raise even more. This was our first like, I guess like big official charity event for Gamers Feud. We did a smaller one on one of our previous streamers did about a year ago, where we raised $50 for a men's mental health charity, and then we donated that after the stream. But this was kind of our like second go round. It was more organized. We did a tournament last Friday to raise money, which we got a majority of it that day, and then today we are doing our second part. We're kind of helping you guys learn more about charity streaming. But Annoyed Princess.
Yeah, I actually wanted to touch upon like if you're just starting or just want to start like hosting charity streams, something I would recommend is really get to know like the charity, not just cause, but the people who are leading the charity. So usually when I talk to different organizations, I kind of go through a little bit of an interview because I want to make sure I'm supporting a cause that has people who genuinely care about the organization, right? Like for example, when I went to TwitchCon San Diego, I met the St. Baldrick's team, and you could just tell they were super passionate. I love their team. And so I ended up working with them in November, right? So I think that's just as important as the actual, cause behind the charity, because they really are showing you what they're passionate about, and you also have to be passionate about, and you have to make sure that they're actually going to give the money to the organization too. So that's something super important. Don't just see a cause and be like, I'm gonna go for that. Interview, you're just as important to them as they are to you, right? So
makes sense.
100%. Well, speaking of one thing that I forgot to do, that's kind of like setting goals or incentives. So I'm going to walk everyone through just kind of how that works and just some good ideas for incentives. And then if anyone wants to give any ideas for just people in general that they can use or ones that we can use, you're welcome to do that. Or if you just want to tell us about some fun incentives that you had for one of your charity streams or one of your goals, that would be awesome. But kind of starting us out, one thing that you want to do is make sure that your goal or incentive is SMART. So that's actually an acronym, but the S means specific. So it's something like set in stone. So it's, for example, like you said, a hot dog suit for a stream. Like that's a very specific goal. It's not like, oh, I'm going to put on a costume. Like that's very generic. So it doesn't really give people an understanding of what the goal is. You want it to be something that's measured or something that you can kind of see. So whether there's something on stream that says, okay, this is how much more we have to raise, or this how much we've raised in total, that's a way to kind of measure the goal. You want to make sure it's achievable. You don't want to set it as some crazy goal. Realistically, we have, like I said, only done one other charity stream before this, so it'd be kind of unrealistic to set our goal for like $15,000. I don't have that kind of money. I don't know anybody that has that kind of money, so like I don't know if that's a good idea to set it that high. I figured 1,000 would be a good goal for over like a period of a month, and in a week we just happen to get it. So you just have to make it something that's achievable with your community or the people involved. You want to also make it something that is kind of relevant. So when I say making an incentive that's relevant, that means something that works for your stream. So if your stream, you don't ever have a camera, for example, you making a goal where it's something related to you having a camera or anything like that, that's not really relevant because that's not how your stream is focused. If you have set it to, I only play Paleo or I only play Stardew, and then your goal is, oh, I don't play this game for a week, that's not really a goal. People really wouldn't want to do that because it wouldn't be relevant for your stream, and also wouldn't be something that they would want to do if they like watching you do that. And finally, you kind of want to make sure that it is time-based. So you set a specific time. I'm running this goal or this incentive for every 5 minutes, or this goal is lasting for the next 2 weeks. You want to make it so that it is something that people have a easy understanding of. There's an easy way for them to find the information for it, and overall it's not too difficult to get people involved with, just because the goal is meant to keep things engaging and exciting and giving your community something to look forward to outside of just the acknowledgement that you raised a certain amount of money. So you kind of just want to ask yourself some questions such as, what is your overall goal for your campaign? Are you asking for monetary donations, sponsorships, or donated items? Are you trying to raise awareness, educate, or recruit people for a cause? How are you planning on reaching the people needed to support? And then how long will the fundraiser last, and how many streams will be dedicated? And just overall, what is the size of your end goal? Because you don't want to just have, it's generally not a good idea to just have like one giant goal and there's nothing in between, because it kind of just looks like, okay, we have to get to this one thing just for whatever incentive to happen. So a good idea is to break it into smaller measurable goals. So for example, I know when Bree was doing her charity stream during the Fortnite event, she had different incentives. So like if you donated $5, you got this specific thing. If you donated $100, you got a different thing. You want to make it smaller measurable goals within that one giant goal, just so that people have more of a reason to do it, because overall streaming is meant to be interactive, and even though it is for charity, people still want to be able to interact in their own way. But I kind of want to see, what would you say would be a good incentive for, we'll say, if the person is a Valorant streamer and they're doing charity work for, I'll just use the example of a mental health charity. If anyone has any suggestions, just kind of for like a fun incentive that they could do, what would be your idea for that? Goth?
You can always do, I did challenges for Valorant one time for charity. So it was just like you donated so much money and then you got to pick like from a challenge list that I had, which made the gameplay a lot of fun too, because it's not normally how you play Valorant. You usually try to win. And we did things from like setting the sensitivity either all the way up or all the way down. We did a Wild West one where you had to talk in a Southern accent and only use sheriffs. And basically, if you do charity streams, or you've never done them before, but you've done like an anniversary stream and you did incentives for like a sub goal, you can use those same exact ideas too.
Also, there is some people in chat saying, if you're going to work with like Autism Speaks, for example, to make sure you really research them before you work with them. There's just some background work, like Annoy Princess said, other people have said that you need to do on charities before you actually work with them. Libby, I know you raised your hand.
Yeah, sure. I didn't know if it was working because I had raised it on the previous topic. But I think incentives work. There's a couple things that I'd love to like tag in there. The thing that I was going to mention on the research is, like Annoy Princess said about talking to the charity, and now you've said about research, a lot of places that you can go to find out information about charities. So one, Charity Navigator is a fantastic way to look at how much money per dollar goes to different things. The Better Business Bureau has accredited charities, so you can see that they're legit for their money. So I just wanted to throw that in there because it came back up. Incentive wise, I think there's a couple things you can do that are really delightful when you are actively playing a game. Hey, for $10, I have to drop my current weapon, or for whatever that is, like do these little piecemeal individual things. Valorant specifically, I know also has a Dixper integration. So if you use Dixper, you can directly link your Dixper to a charity stream. So as people donate to, I believe for Dixper, it's Donor Drive, and then for crowd control, it's Tiltify. But either way, there are lots of tools you can do to directly influence your game. So not just, oh, if you do this, I will take my hands off the keys, but if you contribute, this thing will automatically trigger inside of the game as well. Those are super highly valuable, especially if you're a game-specific streamer, to utilize something like a crowd control or a Dixper charity integration to, you don't even have to think about it. It just happens to you. Sometimes to the detriment, for me, it's City Skylines. All my stuff gets immediately tornadoed. But it works really, really well for you not having to exert the extra effort and the extra brain power during your stream to be like, oh, someone did $5. I guess I'd better go grab this thing. It can automatically integrate too. So it's up to really the level of brain cell power you're willing to put in the moment, and if you need it to be automated, use those tools. If you're cool to keep track of things, I used to keep a notebook by my desk of like, you still owe, you know, a googly eye or a tattoo or whatever. So anything that's small like that, either, you know, keep track to yourself or automate is my favorite way to get around having to think about it.
So to add to that, before I go to DJ Man-Made and then Annoy Princess, it would be kind of interesting. So like, we do plan to do another Fortnite charity tournament, making everyone install crowd control just to kind of see like that, or like Dixford, and just kind of see who can win while also getting messed with by their communities while also raising money at the same time, just because I feel like that'd be kind of a fun twist on a normal tournament. But DJ Man-Made.
Thanks, Nepo. So chat incentives are absolutely everything, right? You can use your channel rewards, you can use your community challenges to drive that energy towards something positive, right? I think that's it's almost critical to streaming in general, is how do you get the interactivity? How do you highlight that interactivity? How do you bring people in? How do you get people engaged? Because you can have a lot of people sitting in your chat, sitting idle, listening to what you're doing, whether it's DJing, watching you stream, you're playing esports, whatever it is. But is that what you really want? I would say no. For me personally, I'd be like, I want people to start talking. I want people to be like cracking jokes, laughing with each other, getting engaged, right? And welcoming in as many people as you can and involving as many people as you can in that energy, I think, is critical. And I would say it's what drove me to be able to become a Twitch partner, right? I think it's what got me the attention from a very high level. So with that, I think bringing that attention in, bringing that interactivity in, gives you opportunities indirectly. And of course, yeah, you can seek these opportunities out, but I'm much more of an actor, I'm much more of a do it person than a say it person, right? So this ties into the previous question a little bit, excuse me, which is being able to seek opportunities out. I don't think you necessarily need to do that. I think you need to get involved. Go to PAX, excuse me, go to PAX, go to other conventions, get involved, interact with a sponsor or a charity lead, find those connections, and then drive that with your channel points rewards, with your community, with your chat, and find that perfect middle ground to create your own energy.
I think just getting everyone involved kind of makes it just better overall, and incentives is one way to do that. Someone said if it's in your budget, like gift cards for currency, so like Riot Points or V-Bucks, doing giveaways for that, but that's also one way to do it. The crowd control or Dixper, as Libby said, but Annoyed Princess, I kind of want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, so I love kind of putting some personality into the incentives and really getting a lot of laughs out of it. So as you can see, I like Pokemon, right? So one of my incentives was I'll dress up as Pikachu, you know, if we reach this tier, right? Another one was, I think I had the goal at like $750, and I said, if we reach $750, I will dress up as a foot. And we reached that pretty fast. So I went on Amazon, got like a $40 costume, and I wore a foot costume. And then after that, every $25 donation, I wrote their names on the toes. And it was like hair on the toe. It was really funny. So it's kind of like doing those things that really, you know, engage the community, makes everyone laugh. And now I literally have a foot costume that I can wear to conventions. I could wear it for other streams. So it's not just like lost money. It was actually really funny. And I have a bunch of like really funny pictures too. So kind of putting your personality, you know, if you like Pokemon, maybe do it like a Pokemon incentive. If you really like League of Legends, maybe dress up. I'm a pretty big like cosplayer, you know, I have all the wigs right here, but you know, kind of get your personality and, you know, make it your own, but also make it really fun and enjoyable for your viewers.
Okay. Well, I'm going to kind of just give out some other ideas for reward incentives. And if you want to read more about these or just any of the other stuff that I'm giving you information about. We are actually kind of using a lot of the information from the Streamer Square charity course. So they have a course about charity streaming. It's free to anyone, so you can kind of read through, learn more about charity streaming, what platforms to work with, what incentives are good, what kind of like goals are good as well to set, and just kind of overall how to maneuver all that. So if you do want access to that, I just put a link in chat that you can go check out, and it is free to everyone. But some examples of rewards and incentives for giveaways, for example, you could give away tech equipment or peripherals. So if you have like an extra mouse and keyboard you haven't used, or it's like just sitting in the box, you can do that. Electronic gift cards, but make sure that you don't get ones that are like region locked. So if you have viewers that are in the EU, you wouldn't want to just have NA only electronic gift cards. Game codes are good. Streamer merch, so if you have like t-shirts, hats, anything like that, you could give it away. Discount codes to things, stickers, personal art if you are an artist, or anything like that. Digital assets such as emotes, logos, sub badges, so you could get someone an exclusive sub badge for like a month, or they get an exclusive role in your Discord for like a month, just kind of show that, hey, this person helped contribute to our charity and helped be a big part of our community. Another thing you can do, being boozled, just kind of like the little, I believe it's like jelly beans that you kind of eat, and they're just random different flavors. Sometimes you get really good ones, sometimes they're not so good. Obviously crowd control. You can do also a themed stream. So for example, if you do like Pokemon, you can make your entire stream that day Pokemon. So all of a sudden your overlays are all now Pokeballs, your emotes are Pokeballs, you're dressed up as a Pikachu. It can be a whole thing. Just kind of make it fun and whatever works best for you. Another good idea for charity streams is doing a streamathon or a co-stream. So kind of what I mean by that is, if you do a streamathon, for example, every $5 donated is 50 minutes added to the time, which is not a great conversion number. So I don't know about that, but maybe more like a minute ad or something like that. But every dollar donated to charity adds extra time to the stream. It also has small incentives, so that breaks up the goal even more, and it makes it so throughout the entire time it's interactive. And by also donating to charity, they're keeping you around so you can make even more content. You can also do, like we said, a co-stream. So for example, you could do kind of a small little podcast with like 13 people, and they all hang out, tell you a little bit about how to get into charity streaming, tell you about some resources they know, and you can also raise money at the same time. For instance, I saw you post a picture in the Discord. I think my friend has that same foot costume.
It's gold. It's gold.
That's so cursed.
Is there hair on the knuckles of it?
Where is? Oh
Yes,
my
it's a hairy
goodness!
toe. It's a hairy
No
toe.
way!
Oh my god.
That's
amazing.
Makeup on point
What am
though.
I seeing?
Oh
Makeup
my.
on point.
That's
Is that
true.
gonna be for the new graphics?
I can use it.
Upgraded graphics.
An intimate photo.
Other ideas are, you could do a multiplayer collab. So for example, Lethal Company right now, very popular. Crowd Control actually has Lethal Company support now. So what you could do is, all you play Lethal Company, you have the crowd control set up, and that money goes to charity, and basically they donate, and maybe it spawns in a gesture, or maybe it makes one of you teleport randomly to a different spot, or maybe it like makes the ship take off. It kind of just is just random things that happen. If you are like very game based, like someone said previously, crowd control, Dixper, those are very good. Other times, then you can set up incentives for yourself. Another idea, like we did, do a tournament. So basically host an event where you're raising money overall for charity. You can do the winners get prize money themselves, or maybe there's a $500 prize pool, and each of the teams that win, or each of the people that win, that money goes towards a charity of their choice. So then it is still raising money for charity. It just, in that case, will come out of your pocket or a sponsor's pocket, and would go towards whichever organizations they want to send it to. You do want to keep in mind though, whenever you are organizing these collaborations or group charity events, that you need a very easy way to communicate with the people. Otherwise, it can kind of get lost in translation. People aren't there on time. Everyone's ideas aren't fully recognized, or it's not as organized as it should be. So some things you can do is using Discord. If you want to be extra professional, you can use like email, Twitter DMs. Just make sure that before you like randomly message people, you have their consent to message them. You could also do a custom hashtag for your event, just so that if everyone's looking for your event, so for example, it could be called the Save Steve charity. You could do hashtag Save Steve. Everyone can use that same hashtag, and then if someone wants to go find all those posts, they can just look for that specific hashtag. I do kind of want to see, just collaboration wise, not just like individual ones, but collaboration wise, is there any fun kind of charity streams that you've done previously, ones that you want to do, or just good ideas that you've had about collaboration streams as a whole? I do see Libby.
Yeah, I sorry, I actually raised my hand for something else, but I also
You're
want to
all
call it Howds is physical hand raising, not production hand raising, so I want to make sure Howds gets in the queue.
Thank you.
No, I think a lot of those collaborations are really interesting. I have the perspective of I've also worked at charities designing their creator programs, and those things are so fun because they're an extra way for that charity to be able to, like, hey boss, hey person who has no idea what my little gaming program is inside of our giant nonprofit, look at this cool thing, right? Tournaments are a great example. I definitely want to defer to folks on inventive extra ways, but the reason I originally raised my hand actually is when you were mentioning giveaways. Please, before you call something a giveaway or a raffle, I think we're racing through topics, but this is really important, before you call something a giveaway or a raffle, check that you're allowed to do that. The way I like to do it is if it's something that someone is going to receive, like you were talking about, if you're an artist and you're going to do like a sketch for people who donate, just make that the incentive for that amount. So, hey, for $50, I will sketch something for you. If you make it a donors can enter, you may be violating laws based on raffles and giveaways in your state or your country, because many of them have that like no purchase necessary to enter thing that you have to do. So please be mindful before you call something a raffle. It's kind of like how streamers don't get donations, they get tips. Charities get donations. Why did I get confetti? What happened to me? I don't know what that was. But make sure that you are being, mindful with that raffle / giveaway of how you're handling it. It's much simpler to direct an incentive to an item versus anyone who donates has the chance to win, because it can get a little bit legally sticky. It's not something you want to touch. But mostly I raise my hand to say Howds has been physically raising his hand. So Howds needs a turn.
I forgot that there's an actual hand raise button. There are two things I want to say. First of all, someone said something about a hot dog costume. And second of all, just to answer kind of both of the questions. So I did I did the charity stream for, it was with my friend, am I allowed to say the name? I don't know if that's considered a shout out or whatever.
But, I think you're fine.
Okay. Their name is It's Benby, and they're very into the LGBTQ community. So we did a stream for the Trevor Project, and during it we were just playing games, and people I think were getting out like hot sauce to eat after, like, we'll donate this many subs and we'll drink hot sauce. And I was like, I don't have hot sauce, but I got a lemon. If someone donates 5 subs, I'll eat a whole lemon. Lo and behold, I ate about 4 lemons. So yeah, that kind of answers both. But
be careful with self-harm, please. That's like not obviously you're not doing it on purpose, but I've had a bad forehead day.
Well, also really quickly before I go to Ducky, Livy, I just figured out, because I was like, I kind of recognize, well, not recognize you, but like you kind of look like somebody. You remember the lady from Thor that was friends with Jane?
Yes.
Name's Darcy.
I was thinking about that.
I was like,
I
why
was
do you
like,
look familiar?
Very familiar.
That's not me, but I do appreciate the compliment. It's gonna be very funny because I can't remember who plays her, but if it's who I think, we literally have a counter in my chat for how many people say you look like that person, but I don't know if it's her. So
Kat
let's
Dennings.
continue. Yeah, Kat Dennings. There's literally exclamation point Kat Dennings in my chat, and it's like 347 people have said Libby looks like Kat Dennings. It's so
Well,
thank you.
add some more.
Yeah, can I actually blue or land?
see
Can you
it.
guys do
I
that in
see
my chat,
it.
now, please?
Girl, put like
It's
a
the
hot
glasses.
red
Definitely the
lipstick
glasses.
too, and then it's all there.
You know,
It
I'll
is.
think about it next time.
Okay. Sorry, I did not mean to randomly bring up that topic, but it was bothering me a little bit. Ducky.
Okay, so I know that this is like something that's like already been done within like my kind of community of the game that I do. So like Dead by Daylight tournaments, dealing with charity, like any kind of tournament, like you just did a Fortnite one. I would like to like maybe participate or organize something like that, dealing with like the game that I play, like Dead by Daylight, or at least like, you know, join one. I think it'd be really cool to do something like that, since we were talking about like what we would like to do. But I feel like that'll also be a lot of brain power that I lack, so it'd take a bit.
Yeah, setting up the events like that can be kind of stressful. I'm gonna be so honest, my blood pressure was so high after that Fortnite tournament. I was like, I just need to sleep and just drink like a good gallon of water, because it's once you get past a certain number of people, it is just very tedious. So you have to make sure you have a lot of people there to assist you, or you just have it as organized as possible, and then just be prepared for a lot of questions that you already answered, no matter what. But yeah, I believe the next person, Goth.
Hello again. When collaborating with a bunch of other people, something that I struggle with is remembering to check time zones. Because I have a friend in Australia that's worked with me a few times, and we've been like an hour off because of like how massive the time zone difference is. But it's always really important that when you do, I've had people who have asked me to like co-stream with them, and it turns out they're doing a charity thing that I didn't know about, so making sure that they know everything and that they're comfortable with it all is super important. I also find it easier playing multiplayer games when you're playing with other people who know about the charity, because they can like hype you up, remind you to like talk about it in case it's like your first one and you're like just going about stream and you completely forget to bring it up sometimes too. Plus it makes it more fun if you do like the game style where you're like, oh, donate this much money and you can tell us to do a challenge in game, then like everyone in the game is involved, and it makes it a lot more fun. I've also done the tournament thing, and I agree, that stuff is super stressful, trying to get a bunch of people corralled to do something together, but it's also really fun at the end of the day too, and it's a lot of fun for viewers. I had something else, but I forgot it. That's my bad.
They're all good. Does anyone else have anything before we get to our halfway point?
I do.
Oh,
you go.
Okay, I'll just say I've collaborated with a few tournaments, like Pause for Gamers. Me and Bree were both in it, or are both in it, and then we also took part in the last tournament that you hosted. I also think that you as an individual can also create like incentives and collaboration things too. Like just right for this tournament, I literally was like, okay, every kill I get in the tournament, like I'll donate $5. You know, if anyone wants to like match me and be a sponsor, we can donate more, right? It's a way for you to get involved with your community and kind of, get them excited, right? They want to see you win, but even if you don't win, you get kills, you're still donating to the cause, right? And not just being a participant. If you can do that, I think that's a really cool way to kind of spice it up a little bit, because tournaments are stressful already, And I think that could be a little bit off the edge.
I'm gonna be honest, when you like told me that, I was so worried you're gonna have like a really good game and drop like 30 kills, and I'm like, that's not good. But also I was like, for charity, I mean,
it's a good cause.
Like, it's a good cause, but also my bank would be like, was this a fraud?
I was really gonna try that. I couldn't play all the games, but I feel like game 4, it was gonna happen. I think it could have.
Next time, 100%.
Yeah.
I believe the other person was Kate.
Oh
right?
Yeah. So I actually have quite a bit of experience in terms of being a player, as well as hosting and being an organizer for a lot of tournaments. Currently, this month, I'm hosting a really big charity tournament with Project Hope for Valorant. I have over 16 team captains, which kind of translates to like 96 people total that are involved in this tournament. And one thing that I really wanted to focus on was bringing your communities together. So one really interesting thing is I really do recommend having a really good support system in terms of your admin team. And if you guys want to reach out for me in terms of like hosting a tournament, I definitely have a lot of expertise in it because I played in several tournaments myself. So I know how it is as player and as a host. Also to reaching out and networking with people on other platforms like Twitter. One of the biggest things that was like a really big challenge for me was finding casters and observers. And a lot of people, they just want to be involved and like have experience in that. So definitely just like reaching out and stuff is really helpful because there are people who have those expertise that want to help. And like a really big thing is if you mention you're doing it for charity and those people align with those core values, they'll want to help, you know? But yeah, definitely a support system is a really big one. And also kind of keeping in mind that I think the hardest part about tournaments is people kind of confused with, yeah, it's going to be sweaty, people want to win, but at the end of the day, it's for charity. You know, you want to have fun. And that's kind of like the balance that you have to find with these players. But yeah, it is a really good experience to involve communities because again, you guys are coming as one for a cause. And one thing I like to do, so on one of the platforms that I use for my donations, each team could set up their own fund for the direct link of the event. So I like to do like a little incentive of, hey, whichever team raises the most money, they get like gift cards or something for their community. And it really is a good way to just like rally up the momentum of raising the money for your cause. So. But yeah, hit me up if you guys need help with tournaments.
I mean, if you're not competing in the one in March, I might ask for your help. But
no, I got you.
I will say also, if you're gonna like host a tournament for some games, don't post about it on Twitter looking for people who are like captains, because just all the competitive people are gonna reach out and be like, oh, and just ignore the word charity, and they're like, tournament? It's not a good idea. Just from past experience.
That's definitely
Somebody DM'd me asking if they could join the Fortnite tournament. I was like, I'm not in charge of it.
Yeah.
Why are you DMing me?
Oh my god, people DM my team captains like for all that. I'm like, please, like refer to me. They're just players.
Yeah. They need to do their due diligence.
Yeah, I recommend for tournaments, if especially if it's your first one, do like an invitational. So reach out to streamers that you know are within this cause or passionate about it, and also just good friends because those are people you could trust. And especially if you're live streaming the event yourself, you know these people are individuals that are in entrusted enclosure in your stream or their stream as well.
Yeah, that's our strategy for next time. Either doing like invitational, inviting like half the people, and then making it like the teams of people that ask to join have to be like fully content creators. You can't be like comp players if you're not one of the teams that's like invited, because it was stressing me out, man. Somebody, okay, this is completely unrelated, and I'm gonna like after this I'm gonna like swap to our next thing, but someone who like won or got like top 5 at like one of the FNCS like main events tried to reach out. I was like, hey, can I join this? I was like, I just looked at this dude's bio. He's like, oh yeah, I have 200k earned. I'm like, sir, no, this is a charity event. Okay, this is for fun. I don't need you just running around messing up everybody. Unfortunately, it still happened with like a random team, but you know, it happens. But yeah, you gotta kind of like vet people just depending on like what kind of event you kind of have. If you're wanting to be like super competitive, then just open, anyone can join sort of thing. But also for some games that might not go as well. So just make sure that you are finding people that are actually there to support the cause and are not just there because it says tournament. But that is enough of me ranting for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do, we're going to transition over because it is our halfway point. So if anyone here needs to use the bathroom, grab water, food, anything like that, you're welcome to do that. For the people in the chat, we are going to be doing some Nitro stream racing, and basically if you do win any of the races or you place pretty high, you'll win free stuff that is in the game. So it's kind of a fun little way to race against each other, see who's better, while also getting free items in game. We're gonna do this for like 3 races total, and then after that we'll hop back into our topics and finish it out. So I'm gonna swap on over. Okay.
Oh shit.
Also, if any of you do want to join, you're welcome to. This in total probably will only be about 8 to like 10 minutes maximum. Let me see. Annoy, can you pick a number between 1 and 4?
3.
Can you pick a number between 1 and 5?
Me? Again?
Yes.
5.
Okay. Okay, if anybody wants to join, you can do !play to hop on in. You will win some fun little items in game if you place pretty good in the race. But also keep in mind, if you want to, please check out all the amazing creators here today. !cast, all of their links are there. As well as if you want to donate to the American Heart Association, still going on, even though we have reached our goal, which by the way, thank you once again, !charity, or you can click where the sub button would normally be. It should say donate to charity, and you can click on that. So thank you so much. Also, I would say this would also kind of be like a good way if you were, like, for example, giving away what do you call it, like a random Steam gift card or something like that. You could do something like this, and then whoever wins ends up getting that Steam gift card or whatever gift card during your charity event. Or if you're
stuff down, it's good stuff.
I feel like you could also do like a 1v1 tournament. Like if you're like a primarily gaming streamer, do like a 1v1 tournament, and then like the further you make it, the more money is like donated to charity. There's a lot of like different things you can do to just kind of adjust it so that it is gaming and involving your community, or just overall kind of interactive. I'm gonna give you 10 more seconds, so if you want to join in, now is your chance. Said we're going to do 3 different races total, and then we will be hopping back into our topics with our amazing panelists for today's event. On my knuckle. That stuff. So for this, I believe you do have to be in like the top like 2 to 5%, I believe, to get any free items, but it's usually like a flag for your car or a car wrap, special emote, additional, like they have like in-game currency that you can win, but there's a lot of different fun little things. Somehow I'm in first place, you know, that's definitely not rigged.
It is. Yeah.
I mean,
Napo has those cheat codes.
I wish. I have one in first place, and then my other account's in 6th place, so Doing great.
Oh, double cheating.
Nah, Napo's just reading it.
That gap. Okay, the gap between first and second is kind of insane though.
Rigged.
This is totally rigged.
It's rigged. He's also
How
in
did you even see
7th.
me? Where am I? Did I fall?
If you're not in the top 10, it doesn't show you unless it like randomly swaps to spectate. So like right now we're seeing 18th, Goth, and then now 12th. But yeah, it'll randomly like swap through who it's spectating. But if you're not in the top 10, it doesn't normally show you. But if it swaps to your name,
I'm 5th.
it'll pop you up there.
Ducky's
now.
8th. I'm 10th.
Yeah.
But Napo's 1st and 7th. So
I'm pretty sure I'm about to finish.
You're gonna win your own game.
Definitely rigged. Definitely rigged.
Imagine it was first and second.
That's crazy.
Look, my other account's in 7th. Okay, it's not rigged. It was just chance. It was a 1 in 19 chance. It's not my fault you guys can't drive fast. Okay, you never watched Fast and Furious?
Wait, go down on the leaderboard. I want to see who is. Where am I?
Who's in last place so we can point and laugh?
We can point and laugh.
Bruh.
Well, Dear Moogle is in last, but this one it gave away like the coins you can use to like buy stuff in the store. So if you want to upgrade your car, you can buy a different person, things like that. Also, there's
I
no
got good at travel. I just realized that.
Yeah, you got knocked off the map a lot. Let's see. Ducky, can you pick a number between 1 and 4?
2.
Hunter, can you pick a number between 1 and 5?
3.
Okay, we're going to the Dino Desert. Exclamation point play if you want to hop on in. This is race number 2 out of 3. We're going to do one more after this, and then we'll hop back into our topics. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in today and for supporting all of these amazing creators, as well as supporting the American Heart Association. And thank you also to Streamer Square for kind of providing me the resources to be able to teach people a little bit more about charity streaming. I literally had to like read through that entire course and then also Twitch's like charity tool as a whole. And I did that in like 4 hours this morning. So that was fun. I had like some stuff written down, but I kind of wanted to get a little bit more in depth. So I have an entire Google Doc that is like 3 pages long that I've just been randomly selecting information off of to talk about. But yeah, exclamation point play will give you a chance to hop on in. I will also start up a prediction for this one. So for anyone that wants to, just to win some channel points, it's just a fun little thing. Let's see. There you go. Okay, so there is a new prediction up. If you want to vote in it, you have a chance to. Who's going to win this second race? Is it going to be a chat member? Is it going to be one of my 2 accounts? It's definitely not rigged. Is it going to be a panelist, or is it going to be one of the mods? So exclamation point play, get on in. You have 10 more seconds, and then we are hopping into the race. I don't actually know how many laps this is, so we'll see.
I hope I'm right. I put 10,000 in.
Bruh.
I have 26,000, Napo.
I want you to know, if you ever ask me for a loan, I'm never giving it to you. You are not good with money or channel points.
I am saving up for a maid game show.
You just use 10,000 channel points. That doesn't help you.
Hey, if I win.
If you win, but nobody bets on anything else, how does that help you?
Hey, there's 1,000 on panelist and 10 on you, so.
Yeah, the one person that put 10 on you.
Yeah, that
whoever
one
it is,
person
you have way
Napo.
too much faith.
Is it Napo?
Playing Blue
It's
Defender.
Blue Defender.
I'm gonna.
Is that one of your alts?
I see Ashen first.
Blue's
Let's go,
I
Ash.
promise.
Oh shit!
No, it's me.
Oh my god. Wait,
Okay,
I'm
I
kind
put
of
500 on a panelist. Let's go, Kate. Go, Kate.
It's like if I can't win, one of them has to
My
win.
second place Black is my community member too. My W mod.
Okay,
Oh my God, I said
I
top
need
5
Kate to
defense.
win because I put channel points on panelists.
Wait,
I
why
put-
am I so far?
I put 10,000 on just a random chat member.
This is a really big gap. What in the world?
Why am I so far up?
Okay, if you somehow lose, I want you to know I'm gonna cry.
Okay.
I'll cry too. I'll cry
Please,
with you.
Kate. Please.
Why did they get so close? I'm so confused.
We're all rooting for Kate.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh,
I lost my
I
channel.
was. Yes.
Fuck.
always bet against Hunter, everyone. Okay.
Always bet against me. Always bet against me.
Oh goodness.
I'm rich.
Look, I could have sworn every single time.
16,000 channel points going on to other people that are not Hunter. That's tough.
That's
that are not Hunter.
Zam.
Okay, so we
Yeah,
have
they're
one
so
final
happy.
one, and then we are hopping back into our topics and teaching you about charity streaming and the resources that are available. That being said, we are going to swap on over. This time we don't need anybody to pick a number. We're going to do this final one. It is one. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do this one. Okay.
Oh.
We're going to do this one. If you ever had that little map as a kid that looks like a bunch of roads and there's like grass around the outside, they built this based off of that.
I love.
Oh, yeah,
that.
that's
Love
one of my
that
favorites, too.
rug.
We'll do 2 laps.
I loved that rug. I had that rug multiple
That rap
times.
was, that roll was at, my brain just shut down. Oh my
You're
goodness.
using the wrong words.
That rug. Where's water at, bro? I need water.
That's why I left.
Please hydrate.
I just did that. I had that rug in my like my elementary school on the ground.
Yeah, my school had it too.
I love little things that feel like such universal childhood experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then some people were like, that never happened. I'm like, it definitely did.
That
Someone
rug
tried to convince me
was.
that Fruit of the Loom didn't have a cornucopia, and I was like, you're a liar.
Did you know it's Smokey Bear, not Smokey the Bear? I ruined the
No, that's not. No, stop. That's weird. That's not a thing. There was a the in there.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's Berenstein. Thank
So
you.
someone actually found a DVD of that says Bernstein, not Bernstein. So like, it's definitely a real thing, and it wasn't like a bootleg copy either. It was like an actual.
It's even wilder to me. Like, I'd rather it just be patently true or patently false. I don't like this mix.
So what someone said, if anyone like follows what like the Mandela effect is, people are saying it's basically, I don't know who the they is, but like people are trying to say it's people's way of trying to adjust history and to see if anybody notices. Because like if you look hard enough, you can definitely find like the Monopoly Man at one point did have a monocle, but it wasn't overall. It was like on just one of the dollars.
It was on the $2 bill.
Yeah, so it wasn't overall, but it was like a thing where he had a monocle.
The companies are trying to gaslight you, just like Ducky gaslights herself.
Yep. We were talking
Hunter,
about that before.
Did you try to gaslight us into thinking that a chat member was going to win and then you lost 10k channel points?
No, I just swore up and down that it was going to happen.
I gaslit myself into thinking I wasn't sick like last week.
Napo, I simply swore up and down that it was going to happen and I was just wrong, okay?
I was in third for a second, and then I just exploded. That's cool.
Oh, I'm in 8th.
I'm in 20th. Let's go. Out of 22 people. I'm not sad about this.
I went down 1 place. Come on, somebody win. Who will win this third? Come on, 10,000 on chat member.
Riley, holding up the rear.
Oh. I'm 7th. Oh, I'm 6th. Oh. Oh. I'm going down. I crashed, I think.
I'm praying that a chat member wins this one.
Damn it.
Put 500 points on a panelist.
I put 100.
See, you should have done that last time. You would have won
Hunter,
16k.
Hunter, go!
Why am I in second?
Hunter!
No, Hunter, I need you to chill out.
Come on.
Pedal to the metal.
Don't win. Don't win, please. I beg of myself not to win.
Hunter bet against himself. This is going great. This is our final.
Hit by a car.
I keep on getting smacked by a car.
Is that a tank?
Yeah, this is a tank.
So chaotic.
Oh,
What kind of city is this, man?
Hey, you can legally drive a tank.
Is that a thing? Like you can actually drive a tank in real life?
Yeah, tanks are street legal.
You really can?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just the guns have to be disarmed.
Empty? Oh, wait.
Nah, screw it. Drive it with it loaded.
Yeah.
But you can't legally buy it loaded.
Oh, I don't know. It just
came
to
Legally.
me
Thinking about legally
factory like
procuring
this.
one.
You have to
Look at that
legally
fast,
procure it.
though.
You can legally procure one.
Wait, how
Mhm.
fast are they? Or how fast can they
Very
go?
slow.
Very
I
slow.
don't know who would want to buy one because they're
Trust me, I've
slow
seen a
and
tank
cramped.
move. They go like 20 miles per hour tops.
Imagine seeing that on the highway.
To walk fast.
For everyone that
Imagine
bet on a
going-
chat
imagine
member.
driving a tank at a drive-thru.
Yes!
You're ordering a meal or something.
I don't like how it
I
stops on
lost my
name.
500 points.
I got my
No.
10,000 back.
There you go.
Nice.
10,800.
But yeah, that was kind of just a fun way to give away some stuff to the people in the chat. So if you go to play Nitro again, you'll have some additional coins or some additional cosmetics. Also, that's a nice car, by the way, Cody. But this is kind of just a fun, interactive thing that you can do with your chat during a charity stream or just in general. Maybe someone that wins gets, so say if you win, maybe you have to donate $25 to charity. So because I won one of them, I would have to donate, etc., things like that. You can kind of make it fun and turn basically anything that's part of your stream into a fun incentive or part of a charity stream as a whole. But let's swap back over to just all of us on the screen so we can see all the lovely, lovely, and amazing people we have on today. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Yoo-hoo.
I have to turn my camera on.
Big summer blowout.
Hello.
Yoo-hoo, big summer blowout.
Big summer blowout.
Blowout.
Yoo-hoo.
Where's that
Summer
from?
blowout.
Hey, I can't do that.
Frozen.
Frozen.
Those?
Yes.
Oh, the guy with the little shop. Didn't he have like a
The
twin or something?
sauna.
We have
No.
half off on all bathing suits, clogs, and the sunbalm of my own head.
I love that.
Woohoo.
Okay, so we're kind of going to be closing out here in about 30 minutes, but until then, we want to kind of give you the rest of the best like facts and information we can give you before we close out of here, and then also if anybody has any questions in chat, towards the end we'll kind of do like a Q&A section. If anyone that is on here has questions for people, you're also going to be able to ask at that point as well. Or if anyone wants to bring up anything once I get through the topics, you can do that as well. But the next thing I kind of want to talk about is just overall charity streaming etiquette. So what that means in general is just you want to make sure you're being transparent about any sort of donations and the organizations receiving them. So for example, if I didn't have this built into Twitch and I had just a random link that was like, okay, donate here. And I say, hey, this is going towards the United States Army, that they have like a charity fund. And then it actually goes towards the American Heart Association. That's not being transparent and what organization is receiving them. There was also, unfortunately, a big case with like a YouTuber, I believe, where like they were saying they were going to donate money to charity, and it kind of just sat there for like 8 years. And then finally, after like people brought it up, then they donated it. So make sure you're being transparent, but also be understanding of your community members' financial limits. So what that means, don't set some super high goal that you don't think that your community can reach, or don't set kind of the precedent that, hey, you're part of this community, you have to donate, okay? If you're in here, you have to all give $10, okay, right now. Don't say that. That's weird. Don't kind of pressure people into giving money to a charity. It is meant to be if you have it and you want to support, you can, but also have other ways that people can support. I lost my train of thought for a second. Oh, if you're doing any sort of like collaboration event, please make sure you're planning it well in advance, usually like a week or two ahead of time at like the minimum, just so that it gives your community and the other people involved a respectful amount of time to prepare for it. Just because if it's like, hey, we're going to be streaming for 7 days straight, people need to like mentally prepare for that. Or if it's like, hey, if we reach this specific goal, we'll do this, the people need the time to be able to go and buy that. Like, for example, I don't have a hot dog costume. If that was what our goal was, I wouldn't have that on hand. So I need to like ask like Howds to borrow his. But you just kind of got to make sure you have everybody with the correct information that is needed. And kind of the final part, just for etiquette wise, have fun. Okay? Remain positive and remember that every little bit you raise is helpful. You might think, oh, I have a small community. We only raised $10. That $10 could save somebody's life. That $10 could help someone get like therapy they need to work through an issue they've been having. Anything like that, every little bit helps. Just because you think it might not doesn't mean it doesn't actually help. Because, I mean, that $10, for example, if it goes towards what is it? Like Metropolitan Ministries, they like do a lot of stuff with people that are homeless or need food or shelter. That can go towards somebody having a house for like a week or having food for a week. So you got to keep in mind that even if you personally think it's a small amount, it might not be a small amount for someone else. Libby and then Anoy.
Yeah, I have 2 quick things to add. Obviously, that is a huge one. We were having a discussion in the beginning of pre-show where someone said, I really want to do this, but I'm too small. And the answer to that is no, you're not. I think it's super important that creators at all sizes recognize their ability to do wild and wacky things when it comes to charity. There's a lot of ways you can do that outside of just your own stream, even if you're streaming, but you're also like sending your platform link to real life friends of yours. That was one I was really afraid of for a long time because I didn't want them to find my gamer world. But with the one that I actually raised my hand for that I think is far more important is the first thing you started with around how you collect donations and how transparent you are about it. Part of the exact reason that you brought, like what you brought up about making sure people know where money is going, that's why you use a processor like Tiltify, like Donor Drive, or like Twitch Charity. It puts you in tax trouble if you take the money yourself and donate it to a charity, because then that person who donated money isn't actually doing a tax donation. Those platforms will give the donator a tax receipt that they can use for their own components. They're able to verify that money goes directly to the charity. That is so important. If you become the pass-through for that, you set yourself up for trouble, and your cat and your community are not actually donating to charity. They're just giving you $5. Part of that transparency is you can know where that money is going and you can trust those tools and do that, but the other is for your community, that they're able to understand, and like whether they trust you or they come across a random stream, they don't know the streamer at all, but they can trust that's going to a verified organization. Please do not sleep on that. Make sure you are being as, correct and transparent as possible, but that's what those donation processes are for, is to help get that money directly to charities. So please make sure that you use them. That is my, I would raise my hand 1 billion times on that one. It is so important to verify that things are actually going to the orgs.
Annoy Princess.
Yeah, so one of the rules, like etiquette rules that I put for myself as both a content creator, streamer, and as a viewer is, as a streamer, like I wouldn't ask my chat to do anything I wouldn't do, right? So if I'm gonna do a charity stream, I'm gonna make sure that I donate as well, because I don't wanna just ask people to donate money without me. I mean, yeah, I'm providing content, but I wanna also be a part of that thing, right? And as a viewer, I also look for that when I'm like viewing my friends' streams and something, or watching them, stream or create videos trying to raise some money. Are they actively engaged in this charity event too? Or are they just putting it on? To me, that's very important to see that both the person is passionate, about the organization. So that's just one of my etiquettes that I kind of follow by. Not saying anyone should, but that's something that's important to me.
That is new. Okay. Libby.
Yeah, the etiquette thing tripped something in my brain. Sorry, I try to be quick, but I know I'm not. When it comes to informing your community about the org, please go look towards the organization and go to whether they have a Discord. If they have a gaming program, they probably have a dedicated community manager for that individual thing. Go find the talking points. Go find the media kit. Use what they're giving you to make your streams as effective as you possibly can. Like a great one that I've done every year since 2014 is St. Jude Play Live. They've been mailing out for the last couple years a physical card that says $5 has this impact, $10 has this impact, $500 has. That card is so important. I usually keep those like propped up just about out of frame, right? So when someone gives $10, I can say, thank you so much. You just bought art supplies for the playroom at this hospital, right? And I don't think that's actually the right number to reward, but that's not the point. Use those toolkits that you get from the charities. If you can't find one, reach out and ask, because they're going to be much happier with the product that you produce if you are well informed and well spoken versus the being, oh yeah, cool, thanks for donating money to a children's hospital, that's so cool, versus that direct impact statement. It's not really an etiquette thing, it's just a best practices thing. Give yourself enough ammo to keep talking about it, and that will help your viewers connect with and understand the mission, even if it's not a charity that they're necessarily super hype about for their own personal causes. They just will be excited that you're excited.
Also, I just realized there's a timestamp thing on when people raise hands. That is so much helpful. That's so much more helpful because I was seeing some of them and it was like, I'm looking at it now, it says like 25 minutes ago, and I was calling them those people and I was like, oh, my bad. Goth.
So there was 2 things, and now my brain only has 1 thing left. Something super important when you're doing mental health streams, because I'm doing one for Hope for the Day, and you talk about really, really heavy topics, is to, 1, make sure that you're mentally prepared for a stream like that, because you are going to have people that come in and not necessarily trauma dump, but they'll feel safer to share in those spaces. And making sure your mods are prepared, that if it gets too heavy, that they have like certain phrases or words they can use to be like, hey, let's move this to private DM so it's not here in chat, so that it doesn't make other people uncomfortable. And then you as a streamer need to take care of your mental health in that way too. And then also, unfortunately, with some charity events, I was warned when I'm setting up the one for Hope for the Day, is that some people will try to hate rate those charities. So just having the prep for that as well, because for some reason, when you're trying to do good things, other people try to poison it for whatever reason. So just make sure you're taking care of yourself too when you're setting stuff up like that.
100%. Also, you said like the like people may come in and trauma dump thing. Does anyone remember that thing last year where the guy, it was like a male streamer, and he asked a woman in chat, oh, how have you been? I haven't seen you in a while. And then he just like explained like, oh, my mom like passed, and then he got upset at her. That
That's
just
a
like
bummer, dude. Don't say
yeah, I
that
remember
here.
that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That just triggered me, and I remember that back. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, didn't you just ask her like what was going on? Okay, sorry.
I believe the phrase was, what a big old bag of bummer, because that's been like a brain worm for me every time I hear the word bummer now. I was like, what a big old bag of bummer.
I think she was just telling him like what's been going on and why she hasn't been around, right, or something.
Yeah, like she didn't go into depth with it. It wasn't like, oh, it happened because of this. It was literally just, I haven't been here because unfortunately, like this person is no longer in my life. And then she's like, damn, that's a bummer, man. Like, don't say that in my chat. I'm like, sure. What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, like if you're gonna say that, don't even ask the question to begin with.
The big old bag of bummer, ban.
Big old bag of bummer, man.
You asked.
I'm gonna add that to my dictionary now. Big old bag of bummer.
Big old bag of bummer.
I'm gonna start saying that. Big old bag of bummer.
Someone's like,
emphasize the B.
I was like sad. I'm like, hey, don't be such a
bummer.
Bummer.
Okay.
Already, though. You don't want a big old bag of bummer with emphasized B's into an unpopped mic.
Sorry, I got us off topic there, but
no worries.
Our next part is actually something like kind of simple, is talking about like on-stream assets. So for example, you could have a donation bar. I believe with Totify gives you a lot of different overlays that you can use, so you can like put the bar right up top. It'll have little dots for each little milestone. You can also have on the side a little goal menu or you can like personally type one up with like text and say like, okay, we get to this number, this happens, things like that. So that's an on-screen asset. You can also have, let me point in the right direction, a QR code with a donation link built in. I made that earlier, but you can like use Canva, for example. It has a free QR code creator. You can just Google like create a QR code, and basically someone will just point their phone at it, and there's like boom, and now it takes them to the donation link. So it makes it easier for people who maybe can't go in the chat and type and say like exclamation point charity. They can now just look at it on their screen, which I also just realized if they're on their phone, they're taking a picture of it with another phone. That's a whole thing. But
you got the TV viewers too, though. Some people like throw you on the Roku and sit back. That helps too.
Yeah.
If they're on the TV, they're on their iPad, laptop, things like that. It makes it easier. You can also have a carousel that basically will rotate through different information. So if you ever watch like the news, at the bottom it'll say like, oh, this story's happening right now. Or if you're watching sports, it's like tells you different scores. Instead, it'll tell you, oh, this person donated most recently, or hey, this is the goal that we're closest to next. Things like that. You can also just have on-screen educational facts or resources, or you can have videos to play. I know, for example, for the charity tournament, we had a few different videos from the American Heart Association that they allowed us to play whenever we wanted to tell people more about it. And then once we came back, we had information just about cardiovascular health and the American Heart Association as a whole that the casters were able to just read off and kind of tell people more about as a whole. So those are just kind of some ideas for on-stream assets. But I'm kind of just gonna like pick some random people out and kind of see which of those maybe you think would be best for a charity stream for yourself, or any other ideas that you could just think of for on-stream assets. So I'm going to start with Saturday.
Yeah, so I mean, this is really just in general thing you can do, just streaming that you can, like you're saying, have a carousel with different things, like your social media, for example, and the QR code example is really good. I've really thought about that, so that's very smart to do that. But like you're saying, someone would also have to have a secondary phone, or a tablet, or whatever it is. But it makes it easier for the viewers to know, like, what you do. Or, like, during a charity stream, it'd make it easier for someone to donate to a charity. Like, whatever makes it easier for the viewers to find something, the more convincing it will be for them to donate or support you, or just general things like that. So yeah.
Also, I just realized, I thought this whole time that Kate was just sitting there smiling, and then I remembered it was a photo.
Yeah, my lips did not want to cooperate with me today.
Not even blinking for the past 2 hours.
That is me all the time, though. I really am smiling all the time, so.
At some point, I definitely did a staring contest, then I realized I lost because it was a picture. I was like, you know what? It's okay, man. Bree, what about you? What like on-stream assets do you personally like to use, or do you have any suggestions for people that are trying to get into charity streaming?
I use Spotify for all my things, and then I just have like a little donation goal that I set for myself. And then if we hit that goal, I always increase. But I don't really know how to answer that one.
I feel like that was a good explanation. Just kind of like you can go into OBS and use like the text tool and basically type up different goals there, or you can do like different overlays through programs like Tiltify and things like that as well if you want to. Riley, what about you?
You got me while I was chewing. But I like to usually just something that I find kind of important when you're doing like a charity stream. If you have a command that, I know a lot of people use exclamation point charity, but you know, whatever you're using, it's important to pin it in chat so that chat knows. It makes it easier for them. And also, I like to kind of have it somewhere on the screen as well, just so people know exactly what to do. And also having that donation link as a command and maybe a command just for information about the charity and why exactly this cause is important to you. I think those are very important things that a lot of people tend to miss when they're doing charity streams.
Well, actually, speaking of that, you let me do a little segue because it was the next thing. My kind of like final part was, or second to last part, was actually chatbots for fundraisers or charities. So you can use whatever bot you have, whether it's Streamelements, Streamlabs, Nightbot, Mix It Up, Botrix, there's a bunch of others. But some good ideas to set are ! donate. So that's the command that actually includes the donation link just directly for people to go to. But then you could have ! charity, where that is actually a command with more information about the charity itself. So that could tell you more about the American Heart Association or the Trevor Project or whichever charity you're actually working with itself. If you're doing ! fundraiser, for example, that could actually give more information about the campaign you're currently raising funds for. So kind of intermingle that with the charity one, or just kind of depending on how you want to phrase it, you can just have multiple commands. If, for example, you are doing, maybe you're raising money for someone, so you have a friend named Steve. I don't know why I like the name Steve, but you know, I'm just gonna keep using it. If you have a friend named Steve, and we'll say, for example, they got into a accident and now they need to pay for their medical bills, and you're trying to raise money for them, you could do !Steve or the name of whatever the person is. And if you're basically doing mutual aid and you want to give more details about who you're raising money for, make sure, one, before you do that, you have consent from the person before posting anybody's personal details on the internet. And if you're raising funds for another content creator, you can post their links to signal boost their content directly. Another thing you can do, besides actually having it on screen, is you can have milestone or incentives. And those commands basically show goals for your campaign, whether it's a big or small goal. And they, the commands themselves don't really increase transparency about your fundraiser, but they do encourage donations and keep things fun. Because if you just have like ! incentives and it just says, if we reach this much or this much, we'll do this, that doesn't really say who it's for or where the money's going towards. It just kind of lets people know what they can do to keep the stream fun and to better bring in more donations. If you're doing, say, for example, a streamathon or a multi-day thing, you can do ! today or schedule, and that basically is a good command to show your plan or outline for the entire stream and the day, and can also highlight any special events. So if you're like, oh, once we get to 2 hours into the stream, I'm gonna dress up in a dinosaur costume and wrestle somebody in a sumo wrestling costume. Okay, I don't know. You can do whatever you want to do, but that also does sound like a fun idea now. But it kind of just highlights any special events or collabs you might have throughout the campaign. So if you're gonna be streaming with like Johan later on or Hunter, you can do at 6 o'clock, we're gonna have Lethal Company with them, and we're gonna have crowd control on, so that you can donate through crowd control and help us increase the funds coming in to raise more money. So kind of making sure that, like Kate said earlier and other people said, having that support system set up, but instead of it being like a moderator, you also have a bot set up so that it is there to send timers throughout the time, so throughout the stream. So every 30 minutes or every hour, it says, hey, this is the charity we're raising money for. You can also have built into your Twitch title, you can edit it so that it says like what commands you have. So for example, we have !cast, !SS or SS course or charity in the title, so people can see, hey, those are important. You can also have them on screen. And if you have somebody that's going to be on there doing a collaboration with you for the charity event, you can also have it have their name put into your Twitch title, and it will like add them so people can click on it, follow them right from there, or go straight to their stream. So there's a lot of different things you can do that have charity just overall built into it for Twitch and other platforms. You just have to make sure that you know how to use it and you know the right place to find that sort of information. I went on like a long tangent right there for a second. My apologies. Annoy Francis.
I was also gonna say you can also use like channel point sound alerts as a way to like have someone, bring up the charity too. Like an example that I was gonna do for the next one was like a ooh ooh, like look at the charity, something like that, and it could be set at like 100 channel points. So your viewers can really engage with that, and maybe
Bye,
they
have
want
a
to hear
great
you say
time.
something like ooh, who knows? But yeah, that's another way.
I also just realized I have Blurp set up and I just forgot it was here. So you guys can use Blurp for like sound effects and things like that. We have some, I would definitely recommend setting them at an amount where like it's not super high, but it's also not too low where people like spam it, because if
Yummers.
Thank you for that. If it's not like set too high, then people, if it's like one channel point, it's gonna just get spammed, because some people, while they are trying to support, it also can be kind of trolly. So you want to make sure that it's set to a good amount, that it's not just a every 5 seconds thing and then it's taking away from the actual stream itself.
Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
So did I just say that everybody decided let's just all do one at the same time?
My bad.
It doesn't distracting or anything, right?
You started it twice.
We all have channel points.
Okay.
I mean, we won them, you know?
Yep. Okay. DJ Manmade.
Thanks. So my big thing is it's more of a don't, which is
Also, your
don't
camera is still, it's still all black. I have to click the camera icon to turn it off, turn it back on.
Okay, how about now?
Yes.
There we go. Yeah, so mine's more of a don't, right? And that thing is don't overdo your logos. This is a big thing, at least in my space, in the musical space, where you go on a lot of these streams and it's like 1,000,001 logos, and that's great that you're supporting and showing that all out, but figure out a way to highlight or showcase the logo rather than just pasting it all over and it just looks like a giant, I don't even know what it looks like, right? It looks, you got to tailor your experience is what I'm driving here. Showcase the charity that you're supporting, right? Figure out a way, use the slideshow functionality in OBS where it loops through multiple logos rather than you just showing a whole slew of them. Or maybe if you want to do that, create a separate page for the conclusion of your stream or the credits of your stream. I think this is something I need to stress, because I would even say it takes away from the general streaming experience, is you want to showcase or highlight that charity or that event or that support channel. You don't want to just throw it all out there so it's so overwhelming for your base, because then they can't really absorb what the focus is, right? So that's it's a unique thing that I think comes from a space of, yeah, I want to do this for all these people, for all these groups, which is great, but you need to focus and tailor it to that individual stream. So if you're streaming for the Children's Miracle Network, focus on highlighting that particular element. So, because that's what people are coming for. They want to support that charity or, that theme. And then figure out a way to create that highlight for different experiences depending on when you are promoting or presenting for that particular channel.
%, and thank you so much for that insight. I'm trying to read the numbers on this. Oh, Goth.
Hello. One thing you can do is if you have members of your community that are actually affected by the charity you're doing. So for my St. Jude charity stuff, I was talking to someone in my community, and it turns out that their kid actually went to St. Jude. and he beat his cancer, which is really exciting. So we got special permission to like have a picture of their kid up on stream and talk about it and like make it more personalized as well by showing like, hey, like this affects our community directly too. But you always want to double check with the people, especially if there's kids involved.
100%. Just making sure if you're sharing anybody's information, having any pictures of somebody on stream, anything like that, have their consent beforehand, or if they are not old enough to give consent themselves, make sure you ask their parent or whoever in that case. But since we are getting closer to our time to wrap up, I do want to kind of leave the floor open for either people in chat to ask questions, anyone here to ask some of the other creators that maybe are a little bit more knowledgeable in the topic, any questions just about charity streaming, about resources, anything like that. Anybody does have any questions? I'm gonna take the silence that nobody has any questions. Okay. Wanted to make sure. One final thing basically is just some resources that are available for kind of everyone. Some things for fundraising platforms, just to have things like stream alerts or community integration, is Stream Elements, Streamlabs Charity, Tiltify, Extra Life. Twitch now has their own built-in charity feature, as you can see, though I would love to see them add in like little incentives that you can have built in, so people see, oh, we're 30% of our way to our goal, so that means this incentive's coming up next, where they have like chat events pop up. That would be good. Donor Drive is also good, as Riley said. Just Giving and GoFundMe both have alerts through a custom Stream Elements overlay, so you can use those as well. And then if you do kind of just want more like general information about charity streaming, like we said earlier, we have a lot of information today brought to you by Streamer Square, so you're able to go check out their charity streaming course. It is free, and you can go and read through that entirety. It has a lot of good information in there. You can also reach out to any of the people that are on this panel as well. I know they would all be super, super grateful to teach you more, maybe do a charity stream with you, or just kind of be there to cheer you on. So please make sure you go check out everyone here, !cast. But yeah, that is kind of all of my information I have. I don't have anything else. I wrote up 3 pages and we somehow got through it all. But I did see Gal said another fun idea: if you have merch, you can make a one-time T-shirt for the event and have the funds get donated to charity as well. That's actually kind of good. So you can set like, hey, I'm doing this specific merch. I'll do this specific like hat or T-shirt from January 8th to January 25th. So you know any sales during that time is now going towards whatever charity. So instead of it coming to you, I don't think you can, I don't know if you're able to like route it through your merch site to like go directly to a charity. I think it's just whenever you do get the money from people buying the merch, you can then donate it. I know when we had our last Streamers Den where we were doing a charity thing, I literally, once it like went past my personal like PayPal on screen, I just like hit that part and then I pulled it up, but I basically just went through on stream and showed that we did donate the money, because in that kind of situation, it's good to be transparent, let people know that their money is actually going to where they said it was going to. But overall, just kind of final thoughts. Charity streaming can be really fun. It can help a lot of people. It doesn't matter how much money it is, how little money it is in your eyes. Any little bit helps. And I am kind of hungry, yes.
I'm also hungry.
Someone asked that at the back of house.
I'm in for some Wendy's Baconator and my mom and Frosty, some spicy
I'm sorry.
chicken.
I got off topic there. My apologies. But yeah, basically any little bit helps. And just overall, while charity streaming seems like super fun and easy to get into, there's a lot of nuances to it. There's a lot of stuff to make sure you do correctly, so that, for example, you don't break the law. If you do like giveaways or things like that, make sure that there's just transparency overall. It's something that you want to support and that your community wants to support. So just overall, make sure when you are going into charity streaming or just anything related to charity, you think through it, plan it out, and overall you try to give your all when you do it, because it can help a lot of like awesome people and people in need. So just make sure that you are doing the best possible thing that you can do. Put your best foot forward, enjoy yourself, and try to help as many people as possible. I just want to say to all of you, thank you so much for coming on here today and for talking with me. Normally we have like 18 people on these shows, which is even more hectic. Then yeah, that it gets out of hand. So we started trying to like lower the amount. So now these shows are only going to be like 12 to like 13 people. So this new format, I do kind of like it, and I'm grateful for all you coming on here talking with us. For those of you that shared resources in the chat, those of you that asked questions, and for just kind of volunteering your time to come help. Thank you for everyone that did donate. Zero, I do see you just donated, so thank you so much for that. We did reach our goal of $1,000. I need to figure out something to do. So if anybody has any ideas, I'll probably put out a tweet on the Gamers View channel, and I'll be like, oh, the most like comment that's like not gonna get me hurt, but also is like a fun idea. We'll probably do that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being a part of today's event and this stream overall and talking with me. We are going to, once we like actually end, we are going to go to our end credit scene. During that time, it'll basically show anyone who donated to the charity. I believe your name should be on there, as well as anyone who rated in, followed, moderated, just kind of talked in chat and helped contribute to this show and to the charity donation goal as a whole. So thank you so much for that. May dress win.
I'm working on it.
My packages come to my house, which I share with other people. So like, you know, I have to like strategically buy that. I'll think about it.
I got one of those you can borrow. You can buy that and a hot dog.
You can borrow his.
I feel like you have every costume possible, and I love it. I am going to try to find someone that is currently doing a charity stream, because I feel like that would be just good to share the love with someone else.
Yeah.
But while I'm doing that, if you guys want to say goodbye to chat, that'd be awesome. And we're going to be sending love to someone else. So
thank you, Napo, for having us.
Thanks, Napo.
Thank
you. That was a good time.
Sorry I can't give you any food.
Wait. Time out. Did anybody else just hear someone say ooh woo?
I heard new woo.
Yeah, I heard a new woo.
Okay, I thought I was going crazy.
Did not hear anything.
I did not hear you.
Woo.
I think
It was very high pitched. It was ooh woo.
I swear okay. You know what? I'm going crazy. It's fine. It's all good.
Who said it?
Yeah.
Who said it?
I just slid down. It's not me.
I think Neville said it.
Was it Saturday?
Can't be me.
Can't be me.
There's someone among us. Someone sus.
Vote him off.
Someone here said ooh.
A among us. B among us.
D among us.
D among us.
Okay.
Did you say be among us?
How did you know the stream was over? Well, we started with Among Us through the alphabet, and that's when the knowledge ended.
I did talk about needing to learn the alphabet beforehand, so
All right, Ducky, what's the next
We're
letter?
learning it. We're working on it right now.
What are we?
What's the next letter after D?
Okay, so I did find someone. They are currently playing Super Animal Royale, but they basically volunteer at a charity called Super Shoes, where they paint custom shoes for children with cancer and other rare diseases. So as they do say in their channel, it might not cure them, but it'll give them a reason to smile. So we're gonna go send the love over to that person. Their name is Weird Girl Gaming. So let me get it queued up, and then we are going to go to our end credit scene, raid out. Once again, thank you all so much for joining in today. It was an absolute blast having you on. You're welcome to come back on for future shows, whether it's our talk shows, whether it's a game show, whether we have a tournament. Just let me know if you want to hop on in. And thank you once again for coming on the show.
Thank you. Goodbye, chat.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, chat.
Bye, everybody. Bye.